Kia ora, I'm Dr. Oxleynan, and I'm the Conservation Manager here at Te Nukuao Wellington Zoo. At Te Nukuao Wellington Zoo, we care for animals here in the zoo, but we also care about the wider environment and the conservation of animals all around the world. That's why we have conservation partners here in Aotearoa and also in other places around the world that look after the wild populations of the animals that we care for here in the zoo. One thing that we do for conservation is offer Te Nukuao Wellington Zoo local conservation grants. This is where we give funding to local conservation organisations in the Wellington region and also in the Chatham Islands so that they can do their important conservation mahi in our local communities. Here's just a few of the local organisations that have received these grants in recent years and what they've done with that funding.
Kia ora, I'm Liz Tuanui and I'm chairperson of the Chatham Island Taiko Trust. The Chatham Island taiko is one of the rarest seabirds in the world, and it was rediscovered in 1978 by an amateur ornithologist named Davy Crockett. We've been fortunate enough to receive funding from Te Nukuao Wellington Zoo to look after the projects that we run, which is the taiko and other seabirds that we're translocating at the moment into some of our predator-free areas. With some of the funding, we have brought trail cameras that are put onto every single burrow. We've also purchased New Zealand auto traps that we've put into Gap Sanctuary, which is another predator-free area. The Chatham Island taiko is an exceptionally special bird. The only place in the world they breed and live is on the Chatham Islands and the southwest side of the Chathams. So these birds, it's so exceptionally important that they are helped, and we appreciate every bit of help that we get.
Kia ora, ko Michelle Aho. I help manage He Kotari Native Plant Nursery for Paitamokai o Tuera. We stand for the protection and revitalisation of our local waterways and the sustained kaitiakitanga of Wairarapa Moana. The Wellington Zoo Conservation Grant has helped us to be able to purchase a generator for our irrigation system. So we are in a rural situation where we get a lot of power outages, and this has in the past led to some plant losses. So predominantly the plants go out to the Wairarapa Moana wetland. This year we have grown 6,500 karaihi, Carex buchanani, and over 4,000 of those have been purchased by the public, by our local community, and gifted to the moana. Now we're focusing on Mairi Tāwaki and also the Carex serosa, the curly sedge. So a sincere thank you to Te Nukuao Wellington Zoo for this funding to help us continue our mahi.
Kia ora, I'm Jorge and I work for Mountains to Sea Wellington Trust. We do a couple of things. One is connect people with Te Taiao, so we do that through our Explore team. They are in charge of running education programs and community events. And then we also have a Restore team that then takes those people that have been part of the learning and enables them to take action for Te Taiao. We've got the Y Connection team that does freshwater restoration, and we've got the La Rimu team that does marine restoration. The grant specifically was used to enable some students that we've worked with the last 5 years to be part of that restoration. So the students are from Te Kura Kaupapa Maori o Namakapuna. They've been part of the project since 2020. They've been a really important part of getting the seaweeds ready and planting them out into the ocean, but also monitoring and see how they're doing. They've planted around 180 seaweeds so far, and the idea is to just regenerate some of the kelp forest. So we're trying to help them a little bit when it comes to recruiting new kelp, giant kelp, and trying to expand the existing giant kelp forest to see if we can bring back some of those benefits, outputs that the giant kelp forest provide for us. I just want to give a good thanks to Te Nukuao Wellington Zoo and all the zoo visitors, because they've enabled us to do a restoration project here in our local community in Te Motu Kairangi, and it's also allowed local communities like the Kura, like residents from Miramar Peninsula, to be part of the restoration project.
Kia ora, I'm Makarita Makapelu. I'm the team manager for Te Hiko Cannons Creek, which is an organisation part of Wesley Community Action. Part of our mahi is a little project we started after our men's group that we've had for years visited Zealandia. When I asked them, what did you think of that? And they said, why can't we have that here in Cannons Creek? Why can't we have our bush and our rongoa and our clean water and our kai here in Cannons Creek. So we started to talk to Greater Wellington, all the organisations that had anything to do with restoration, and gathered them together, and we created Ngāhere Korowai. The grant has helped us with the uniforms. It helped us because we haven't got a lot of resources. So it's helped us get waterproof planting gear for our men, because we do a lot of the planting in the winter seasons. We've achieved planting the Porirua side of Belmont Regional Park. We've achieved a whole year of water testing, and we'll continue to do that to ensure that our waters are clean. Thank you very much to Te Nukuao Wellington Zoo for giving us the money to make ourselves visible.
Kia ora koutou, ko Tim Trangrovo, ngā predator-free Northland Poneke. We're a backyard trapping group in Northland and Wellington. We've got about 300 members, and we give new members coming in a trap and trapping box, and we are also trapping right through Northland and also work in council reserves. That's our core activity. With the funding, we bought trap supplies that lasted us for a whole year. We bought Victor Professional traps that we give to new members, and also we use those traps to replace old stock. In the next year, we'll have ticked over 4,000 rats caught. We're all working to trap rats as the main species because we know they're detrimental to bird life in Northland. It's so important for us at Northland in the suburb because we're one of the closest suburbs to Zealandia where there's a spillover. And we always ask, have we done enough? So we welcome new members and their trapping efforts to trap more rats so we can make the place better ready for when the bird species arrive. For us, the funding of the grant is really important. It lets us carry on for another year, and for us it's a vote of confidence. To think that the grant is funded by visitors to the zoo is fabulous. I hope they all know that the extra good they're creating by visiting the zoo.